You greedy bitches. We're back. Before any of this starts, I'm just gonna ask you to hit the subscribe button and follow me on Instagram if you want to. Today, I'm gonna be doing story times from high school, and I picked these stories just because people ask me, about high school all the time. And so I've told these stories a lot, and people think they're super funny and ridiculous. So I hope you enjoy them. I'm gonna be doing 3 different stories, and the first one is just gonna be funny and ridiculous. The second one might be TMI, so if you don't want to know too much, skip through it. And the third one is gonna be just stupid. So I'm gonna get started. My first story today, actually, I went to 2 high schools, actually. I went to a regular, just an ordinary high school, and then I went to a half-day arts magnet school as well. My senior year of high school, our art teacher for choreography wanted us to do a group project that wasn't our senior piece or anything. She wanted us to do a class project, and so we decided to do a flash mob of sorts in Grand Central. Now, going into this, we already knew that you needed a permit to dance in Grand Central. So we also just knew that we had no money. So we were gonna go ahead and do it anyways. We took the train into the city, and we got there, and of course we go near where the clock thing is, and we just start dancing, but we put all of our backpacks down in a pile where my teacher was, just so she could watch our stuff so it didn't get stolen or anything. And then our teacher is approached by the Grand Central police, which is what we expected because we had no permit to be dancing there to begin with. And then the police they basically just pointed out that us putting all of our bags in a pile really made it look like there was a bomb. So I guess the police called the bomb squad on us for doing this dance because we left all of our backpacks in a pile. So we literally took all of our shit and just start running away from the police in Grand Central. And we just ran into the first underground subway thing. We got on the first train, went to the Bronx. We did the whole dance again at a library in the Bronx where we weren't supposed to be doing it either. But we didn't get caught at the library. My second story, like I said before, is a little bit TMI. So if you don't want to know too much, you should skip ahead. Okay, story number 2 takes place in a bowling alley parking lot car at about 2 a.m. Basically, I was just trying to hook up with this guy. And we're doing our thing. And let me just put context into this. I was using a NuvaRing, which is a type of birth control, which is basically it's just a disc that you kind of fold in. Hopefully this gesture makes sense to you. If it doesn't, you're probably not old enough to be watching this video, and you should click off and go get permission from your mother. Anyways, now that you know how a NuvaRing works, in case you've never had one or you're a boy or you're just young, basically that's the kind of birth control I was using. So, things start to speed up. And he kind of just goes, "What is that?" And I was really into the moment. So I was like, "What?" And he pulls it out. And he says to me, "Look, I found a hair tie." It was literally my birth control. I've never been more oh my god, literally in the middle of hooking up with somebody that just also had never happened before. Nobody was ever yes, let me just rip this thing out of you. So then obviously I was dude, like, why would you do that? Like, why would you just, like, rip something out of somebody? And he was like, I don't know, I thought it was, like, a hair tie. And, yeah. One time I hooked up with a guy who thought my Nuvaring was a hair tie. Story number 3. It's by far the longest. And honestly, probably the most ridiculous. Story number 3 takes place on a pretty regular afternoon in my living room, or the living room of my dad's house. And basically, I was just, like, painting my nails on the living room table while, like, watching TV. But, like, I had my, like, foot up on the table. Like, I wish I could, like, show you. Like, it was, like, that. Like, my leg was, like, propped up on the table, and I was, like, painting my nails. So, like, you know, I was painting my nails, and, like, of course, I fucked it up. That's why I paid to get my nails done, because I'm fucking terrible at it. And so, I was trying to paint them by myself, and I got, like, a little bit, you know, like, just on the side of my, like, foot or something. So I went to go get, like, nail polish remover, and I put it on the cotton ball thing. And I started, like, trying to, like, I go to wipe it off. And, like, you know how, like, when a cotton ball is filled with something and then you squish it, it comes out? So I just, like, wasn't thinking, because I was in high school. And I took the cotton ball and squished it on my toe, and when it did that, all of, like, the acetone, like, got on the kitchen, or not the kitchen, the living room table. And it, like, there was a glass on top of the table. So, like, of course, like, I just, like, clean up my feet, and then I move everything onto the floor because I didn't want to, like, get any more stuff anywhere. So I finished painting my nails on the floor, and I put everything away. Afterwards, I came back into the living room and sat at that same spot at the table. And when I looked at the table, like, it just looked, like, fucked up. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, what is that? So then I took, like, a paper towel and I tried to stick it underneath it to get, like, the acetone out. But, like, it took me, like, a full minute to realize that I, like, fucked up the table. Like, I didn't even sort of know that, like, nail polish remover or, like, acetone, like, basically it chemically burned the coffee table. And, like, living with my dad is a fucking trip. He's literally just, like, an unstable person. So, like, I just knew in this moment, like, I was fucking dead. Like, this is gonna result in, like, me getting kicked out or, like, having the police called on me or, like, just something totally outrageous. So I was like, nobody can know that I did this. So then I basically just, like our table was, like, covered in shit anyways. So I just put, like, stuff on that side of the table so that you couldn't see the burn. And I just called it a day. Like, I was like, by the time anybody realizes what that is, like, nobody's gonna have any idea that it was me. Like, they're gonna figure it out, like, weeks later. So then, like, I think literally probably, like, 2 weeks goes by, and of course, like, nothing. Like, I, like, literally, like, out of sight, out of mind. I totally forgot that I did this. And then, like, one day I was just sitting in my room, like, doing homework, I think, or, like, texting somebody, you know, like, some fucking normal shit. And I just hear my dad, like, scream from the living room, like, screaming. He was like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, just fucking screaming. And for, like, a couple of seconds, I was like, what is going on out there? Like, what? So then I went to the living room. I was like, what is it now? Like, and, like, he's standing by the coffee table. I literally go up and stand next to him. And thank fucking Jesus Christ we were side by side, because if he could see the look on my face when I realized what he was looking at, I like, I just looked at it and I was like, oh, like, I was like, oh my God, now I'm gonna die. Now I'm gonna die for what I did. And so basically, like, he calls my brother into the living room. He calls everybody into the living room. He, like a family meeting. Like, he was like, who the fuck did this? Like, who the fuck did that? And I was just like, I don't know. And my poor brother was like, I didn't do it. Like, oh my God. Like, he's like, I have no idea where that came from. And I was like, oh my fucking god. Like, I was just freaking out because, like, my dad is an unstable person. Like, this could have resulted in absolutely anything. I was like, oh my fucking god. Like, I have epically screwed up. Like, epic proportions. So then, like, my dad, he just, like, dismisses everyone. He's like, you can go to your rooms. Like, and so I'm like, okay. Then I go to my room and I'm like, I just know that I can't confess to doing it or else I'll just be, like, fucking screwed. And I know that, like, if I don't confess to doing it, like, my brother could possibly be accused, and I was just super nervous. I was just super, like, what the fuck? Then he takes about 20 to 25 minutes to himself. And he invites everybody else back into the living room again for round 2. We all sit on the living room couch. And then, like, he's like, I know what happened. And I'm like, oh my fucking god. Like, fuck! And then he just goes like, it's that fucking soda. Like, he was like, the carbonation from the soda must have gotten underneath the glass from somebody drinking it at the table and they spilled it and didn't clean it up and it burned the wood. He's like, it's the soda. And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it is the soda. I was like, the soda's out of control. The soda did it. Like, the soda chemically burned our coffee table. And then he was like, I can't believe we, like, put this shit into our bodies. Like, we drink this stuff. And it's toxic. He's like, it burned our table. I turned to my brother, I'm like, oh my god, Chris, like, soda's fucking toxic. Like, soda burned the table. And Chris was like, my dad is just so difficult. Everybody agreed. We were like, yeah, the soda burned the table. Oh my god. Like, and, like, obviously the secret's out now because I videotaped it, but, like, I have harbored this secret for years. Like, just, like, yeah. Okay, guys, that's it for this story time. I hope you liked it. Comment, like, subscribe, follow my Instagram. Bye!